AFR On Demand is brought to you by Breck Golf. Try Beaver Creek today, just 20 minutes from downtown Baton Rouge in the Zachary area. They've got a PGA Tour driving range, a short game practice area, 30 to 40-yard practice shots. It's a great place to chip and putt and practice if you don't have time for a full round. Book your tee time today, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raycine Guillory studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 2 off. We go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Matt?
You're a loser, Matt!
Shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Muso. And Mr. Toby Tomlin. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. LSU running back signee Raycine Guillory will be here in 13 minutes. Looking forward to that conversation. By the way, I mentioned as we were going to break there at the end of the hour that there was an offensive lineman from Copiah Lincoln, the junior college, who was visiting LSU today. Couldn't get a name. Hat tip Hunt Palmer, who had my back on this when he went and found him. His name is Jacoby Jones. So he was a high school prospect out of Manny who signed with Georgia Tech. And then after Georgia Tech, went JUCO to Copiah Lincoln, and now is visiting LSU today. So, again, there's two that I know of, offensive linemen visiting today. The big offensive lineman from Minnesota, who started his career went Washington, Minnesota, and now is visiting LSU. And then Jacoby Jones is the other on an official visit to LSU today. So, Tigers got to go out offensive linemen, and they are working toward that end. I'll tell you again, highly, highly, highly recommend. This has been a lifesaver for me, as this feels like drinking from a fire hose. Highly recommend you go check out the roster tracker at Louisianasports.net. If it were a roster tractor, it should be sponsored by Sunshine. But the roster tracker at Louisianasports.net, it's free. So we have a continuously updating list of guys that are staying, LSU players that have entered the portal. When those guys who have entered the portal sign or commit somewhere, we update it with where they're going. For example, Cohen Eccles to A&M, Karius Kern to Ole Miss, Juwan Johnson to Syracuse, Ahmad Breaux to Kentucky. We got a list of the LSU portal additions and then the visits that are reported. They're on that list as well. So we'll keep it updated as we move along. All right, it is after further review. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here. The New Orleans Saints head into a very interesting offseason because you're balancing sort of two different realities. You have these aging veterans that are sort of the last holdovers of that core of great teams from 17 to 20 that went to the playoffs and won divisions and tried to make that push to win a championship under Drew Brees before he retired. And then you have this sort of newly assembled, what you hope to be the young core of the next generation of contenders for New Orleans. And there's really three players that are the holdovers that have a very interesting decision to make, both with the team and individually in this offseason. And they're Taysom Hill, Cam Jordan, Demario Davis, who are all entering contract negotiations and free agency here after this season. Now, all three are interesting for different reasons. As, for example, we look at Demario Davis and Cam Jordan. Those two had incredibly resurgent seasons defensively. If you look defensively for the Saints, Demario Davis led New Orleans with 1,079 defensive snaps. Of the starters, he was the highest graded on Pro Football Focus. Only Jalen Ford and Julian Blackmon had higher grades, but Ford and Blackman each played in just one game this season. Davis continues to be a pillar of consistency. We always say the best ability is availability, and he is there. And he continues to be incredible for these New Orleans Saints. Well, he's heading into a contract year, and Spotrac, for whatever it's worth, puts Demario Davis's market value at $9.5 million. If, in fact, New Orleans, or if you are looking at market value, a $9.5 million average annual salary, and his market value would be a one-year deal. So for a 36-year-old who, by the way, on January the 11th, so in a week, in 5 days, Demario Davis turns 37. Like, you hear about quarterbacks playing at this level to 37. A 37-year-old linebacker leading the team in tackles, leading the team in defensive snaps, leading the team in PFF grades. It's amazing. You want to give Demario Davis $9.5 million, come back for another year? Awesome. Now, we talked to Demario on Radio Row at the Super Bowl before this year, and he told me on Radio Row he wanted to play 3 more years because he figured that's how long it was going to take to get the team back to being a contender again. And he does an incredible job investing in his body, his health, his recovery. After the Falcons game, Davis did address his future in New Orleans.
I don't even think I have to speak about my love for the city and the organization because of what I feel about the owner, Miss B. I think she's the greatest owner in sports. And so playing for her is huge. I love the coaches that have been brought in and the coaches that have been established. I think very highly of Kellen Moore. Coach Staley, as a defensive coordinator, has really, even in year 14, taken my game to another level. I think the player that I've been able to be this year is directly connected to, having him come in, and I've learned a lot. But at the same time, I don't have so much say-so in where my journey goes. As a servant of the man above, I go where I'm sent. I certainly don't close a book before it's supposed to be closed, but when new chapters happen, I have to be open to go. I love it here, but at the same time, I never can project what's going to happen next. 1 year,
$9.5 million is the market value. If Demario wants to come back to New Orleans on a 1-year deal like that, maybe even incentive-laden deal with certain benchmarks he could hit that give him contractual accelerators, awesome. Cam Jordan's the other aging veteran that is going to be a fascinating conversation because we had seen Cam's productivity the last 3 years decline. But what they did this year was they cut his snaps in half. Instead of playing every defensive snap, he played roughly half of New Orleans' defensive snaps. On the season, the Saints had 1,098 defensive snaps. Cam Jordan played in 589 defensive snaps. So right at just a little over half of the defensive snaps. So fewer snaps, but higher output. He had 10.5 sacks. It was a resurgent year for Cam. For what it's worth, Spotrac puts his market value at a 1-year, $6.7 million contract. Again, it's not just about having the player back. It's about having the player back at the right number. And as far Cam wants to be in New Orleans, we know that, but he said this is going to be a conversation that he'll have to have with family.
Yeah, we talked on the plane. That was pretty quick. I thought it was going to go longer.
How did that go?
Yeah, pretty. She was like, so are we playing next year? I was like, am I allowed to play next year? I said, she's like, well, are you telling me or asking? I was like, I'm always asking. I would love for you to be in full support. She said you got 100% support, so that was pretty quick.
Sounds like he's coming back. Cam is 36. He'll be 37 in July. So Demario will be 37 next week. Cam will be 37 in July. Two dudes who had incredible years in their late 30s. You could bring back on very reasonable 1-year deals to see if they can make another run at it. Now, the other one that is probably a bit more complex is Taysom Hill, because Taysom is just nowhere near the player he was. The devastating knee injuries from last year, from which he fought to come back. He is 35. He will be 36 by the time they kick off next season. His birthday is in August. And when you look at market value for Taysom, they put it at a 1-year contract for Taysom at $2.3 million. For a guy that has played nearly a decade in the NFL, that is pushing 36 years old, this would have to be a consideration of, does he feel like he can still do this and wants to still do this? And if we're being perfectly honest, while he's listed at a tight end, he played some running back late in the season, the thing that maybe helped this offense accelerate was not using Taysom Hill in the Taysom role because it just wasn't as productive. And part of that might be the fact that you're talking about a guy that's coming off a pretty devastating knee injury, and it took a long time for him to get back in shape. You also have a new offense that's not built around Taysom Hill and the Taysom role. And once they moved away from trying to force the Taysom role, it maybe allowed this offense to open up and flourish a little bit more. On the season, Taysom Hill carried the ball 52 times for 114 yards. He averaged 2 yards a carry, had 1 touchdown. I mean, it is just a demonstrable drop-off. From even a year ago, he only played 8 games, but when he was healthy in those 8 games, Taysom Hill averaged 7.1 yards per carry. That's down to 2.2 this year. He's just not the same player. It almost feels like if Taysom were back, it would be sort of just as a figurehead, as a guy that's been great in the locker room that you'd love to have back just because he's Taysom Hill and what he's meant to the organization. And listen, Taysom after the game notably was in that sort of headspace about how it could be his last game with New Orleans.
As I was driving to the stadium today, you start to think about the last 9 years and what it's meant to me and my family and the city and stuff. So I think for me personally, you just try to take it all in, we had a great experience here tonight, and I don't know what the future holds for me, but it was a special day for me and the family.
Certainly sounds like a guy who felt like he played his final game in the Dome. That was the post game against the Jets. The one other really interesting to keep an eye on is going to be Alontae Taylor, because Alontae is a young veteran in the NFL. For whatever it's worth, Spotrac has Alontae Taylor on a projected contract, the average annual value for a guy like Taylor at $11.1 million. So they have a 3-year, $33.3 million deal is what they project. For me, it's more about what position does he play. I think throughout Alontae Taylor's time, we've discovered he is not a boundary corner. That's just not where he is well suited. In the slot, he is certainly a much better player, and I think he could even project better as a safety. But you paid Justin Reed. Jonas Sanker played really well for you at times this year. If do you have Julian Blackmon back next year as well as a guy you signed this year? You have options there at safety, but what role do you see Alontae Taylor in Brandon Staley's defense? For whatever it's worth, the 3 players I mentioned that are the free agents that you have a decision to make, Cam, Demario, and Alontae Taylor. You're talking about guys that were among the snap count leaders defensively. Demario Davis led New Orleans with 1,079 defensive snaps. Kool-Aid McKinstry was next, and then Alontae Taylor was third. Those are the only 3 players. Now, Kool-Aid's not a free agent, but those are the only 3 players that had over 1,000 defensive snaps. 2 of them are free agents with Demario and Alontae. We'll see what they choose to do. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by First South Farm Credit. Thinking of buying land? Your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. Go to firstsouthland.com. That's firstsouthland.com. Again, it doesn't matter if you're thinking about buying 1,000 acres for agriculture. Of course, if you're a farmer and you want that farmland, you know plenty well about First South Farm Credit. But maybe it's a recreational property. Maybe it's 20 acres, 100 acres in Tangipahoa Parish to build your family's dream home. A lot of people live in New Orleans, want that city lifestyle while they live on the North Shore, work in the city, you commute each day. You want to buy that acreage to build your family's dream home, you could do it. First South Farm Credit can help. For more than 100 years, if you're thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. So log on to the website at firstsouthland.com. You can do it right now if you want to learn more to start exploring that rural lifestyle. Firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. Okay, y'all, let's knock out a quick break. Come back. Looking forward to this conversation. Raycine Guillory, LSU running back signee out of Utah. He'll be with us next. Stay here. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by the Watermark and the Renaissance. Holidays are behind us, but there's plenty of reasons to get by the Watermark and the Renaissance. Watermark downtown, the Renaissance Southtown. Watermark Baton Rouge's premier hotel property, gorgeous. The original high-rise building in downtown Baton Rouge, the old original Louisiana National Bank building. As a matter of fact, our president CEO, Flynn Foster, told me at one point, the Guarantee offices were in that old Louisiana National Bank building. So just down the road, actually, from where we are now on Government Street in Baton Rouge. But you walk into Watermark Baton Rouge, and you immediately feel like you're walking into a time capsule. I mean, you see all the historical significance of that building. The marble, the original architecture, the artwork, but they've added so many modern amenities to make the building comfortable. Of course, there's the Gregory, amazing dining experience right there in the lobby. The lobby bar is a great spot to go hang out, people watch. Check it out. It's Watermark Baton Rouge.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
She's even kind of crazy about my farmer's tan. She's the only one who really understands what gets me.
Lane Kiffin and the LSU Tigers got to rebuild an offense. New staff, new system, new direction. Have a lot of new faces we're going to get to know, and one of them is Raycine Guillory, running back transfer from Fort Worth, coming into LSU after a year in Salt Lake City with the Utah Utes. And Raycine Guillory, good enough to join us for a couple of minutes here. Hey, man, thanks for the time. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing awesome. Welcome to Baton Rouge. How was your visit?
Yes. It was smooth. I get out there on Thursday, so Thursday, I see everything for sure.
Okay, so you committed without even visiting yet.
Yeah, because I already know that's home. That's where I'm trying to be at. It ain't nothing to play with.
I love it. Hey, did you ever visit LSU during high school?
I didn't. They actually didn't even offer me out of high school. They kind of they was talking to me, but never just went all the way in.
So you've never been to LSU's campus?
Nah, but I've been on there on TikTok.
I love it, dude. What's going to be? Oh, so what's the part about the campus on TikTok that you love the most?
The locker room. They got I seen they got like the locker room. What is it called?
Like the airplane pods?
Yeah, the pods. Exactly, the pods.
Yeah.
And just how they lay down, they could fold and turn into a whole. But it's really the main thing was the people, though.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk. Wait, I want to talk about the people here in just a quick second because I know you have a relationship with some of these guys. But let me go back for a second. So, go back. So you're out of Fort Worth. Walk me through your recruitment and how you ended up at Utah.
Just basically, I had all the offers in the world, and basically just reclassed to a 25 class. End up talking with Coach Smith, and I was dealing with Utah at the time as well, and end up committing to Utah. The running back coach ended up getting fired, and so I kind of was just in a situation where it was already too late for me to even try to leave or anything. So I just stuck it out, and that's how I ended up at Utah.
Okay, so you go to Utah. You played in just one game. What was your year in Salt Lake like?
My year in Salt Lake was fun. You know, I very blessed to be out there and just to be a part of that team. But it was fun, honestly, just getting to learn from all the older guys, watching them play, watching their mistakes, watching how they prepare, and it was just a good learning moment for a freshman. It was great.
I'm sorry. Did you feel like you should have played more?
Most definitely. Most definitely. But, you know, that's a past, and I'm ready to go to the future and see what it holds.
Did the coaching change there with Kyle Whittingham retiring? Did that influence your decision to go in the portal?
Yeah. Coach Whittingham was the only person that I kind of knew from when I went there based off my coach left and some guys left, so it was just like he was the only person that was kind of on my side, I felt. And once he left, it was nothing for me to be there. It was just time to go.
Got it. Raycine Guillory is with us. LSU signed. You're official, right? You've signed. You're officially an LSU Tiger?
Yeah, I'm an LSU Tiger for sure.
Love it. Yeah. Dude, I love your energy, man. Hey, so you mentioned the relationships that you got. Okay, so you mentioned Coach Smith, Kevin Smith, who's now the LSU running backs coach. Take me back to high school and what your relationship was like, how you all got connected through the high school recruiting process.
Man, Coach Smith he hit me. Like, he was one of the schools that hit me when I reclassed, also when I was already 26, but he wanted me as a 25 back as well. So just him, he been front row ever since, you know, they offered me, and he came to the school. We chopped it up like for a long time, just talking about life and everything. So the relationship there, and he always wanted me and told me what he could do with me, and I mean I'm trying to follow Coach. I'm seeing what he's doing, what he did for the past 2 years, so I want to be a part of that.
So why didn't you go to Ole Miss?
Honestly, I'm a Texas kid, and I felt like Ole Miss was just like it was just Mississippi, and I kind of just wanted to explore and go see the world. Just being young and kind of just just following what God had on my mind at the time, and that was the place to be. But yeah,
No, that's fine. Yeah. No, so we're all learning about Kevin Smith too, right? I mean, we know he was I remember watching him in the NFL and know he was coaching at Ole Miss, but he's only been here, around LSU now for about a month, maybe a little less than a month. So tell us, you said it was front row. He was one of the first one to recruit you, but tell us a little bit more about Kevin Smith and your relationship, what kind of guy, coach, mentor he is.
Coach Smith is a mentor. He's just somebody who played. He's somebody who played at, like, he did everything that a college player would want to do with his time that he was playing. So I think he's the best running back coach from just what he has done with players who wasn't the best and turned them to one of the best in the country. So and outside of the football world, I could relate to him in so many ways. Just being a football player and being a regular human, like, he deal with the same thing, like, when you on the road, miss your family. There's certain things that we all go through. He's very relatable.
Yeah. Raycine Guillory is with us, LSU transfer running back from Texas, spent this year at Utah. Do you know Lane Kiffin or Charlie Weiss or any of the other guys on the offensive staff?
Yeah, I met with Lane Kiffin as well at Ole Miss. I took the OB there, so I didn't talk to all of them. I kind of know. I remember everything they said on the visit, so I'm knowing it's the same thing, but 10 times better now.
What did they say? What were your impressions of Lane Kiffin when you took the OV to Ole Miss a year ago?
I love his energy. Just he gonna be him no matter what, and I respect that, because in the society that we in now, nobody know how to be themselves, and I like that. No matter who's saying something, no matter what's going on, he gonna be him, and I love that.
What did they tell you, Raycine, about how they plan to use you in this offense in 2026?
And I mean, I don't know. I know how I want to be used. I can answer that.
Okay. How do you want to be used?
I want to be used as just an athlete, a guy that go make plays, line up in the receiver, play running back, get out, catch, kick return, punt return, do everything. I just want to be one of them guys where if you need me, I can go do it. I want to be available everywhere on the field, on real dog.
LSU's only got one running back coming back in Harlem Berry, so it's they need bodies and they need production. How much, if at all, did that factor into your decision?
It didn't factor at all. I mean, every school needs two great running backs, so, and I ain't never been afraid of no little competition, so most definitely it's great. Like, this is what I live for.
No, go ahead, sorry.
You good now, you good. I was going to keep going.
Did they, man, you keep going, man. People want to hear you talk, not me. Dude, I talk enough, man. I sit here on this mic all day and talk. Did they tell you a plan, like how many more running backs they want to bring? Because I know they added another, I'll get his name, running back from Charlotte. They added today.
Earlier today, yeah.
Do you know him, by the way, at all? His name is Rod Gaines. Rod Gainey.
No, I don't know him, but I think I watched a little of his clips just based off Twitter. But yeah, he's a great addition to the room too. Like, I'm with all the competition and just need the guys around us to win. I'm with it. Like, yeah, I'm glad he came. I'm glad he's coming. No cap.
Hey man, it sounds like Sam Levitt might be the quarterback. I mean, you all got to play against him. What are you laughing? What do you think about that?
Man, yeah, we need to come on. Stop playing. We need him.
Tell me your thoughts. I mean, y'all got to play against him. Tell me your thoughts.
Well, like, I'm gonna tell you the real thoughts, because we actually did. I was on defense of Davo, so I'm seeing just how he moves, and because we studied their offense. So just seeing that, I'm like, oh yeah, bro, he's nice. Like, I don't want to sound, I can't say that. I can't say that.
What can't you say?
Yeah, he's very athletic. He can throw. He's Josh Allen, in my opinion, of college. And if he won, you seen what LSU did with the past quarterbacks. We got Heisman's and all that. Come on. Come on.
Last one was from Arizona State, too.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And come on.
Hey, man, what have you ever eaten like Louisiana? I mean, you're from Texas, but you ever eaten like Louisiana food?
That's all I eat. My people from Louisiana, so we eating gumbo, shrimp etouffee, we eating all that. That's all we crawfish. That's all we eat. That's my people from over there.
Where are they from?
So they from it's a small. It's called Eunice or something.
Eunice, yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Eunice.
Yeah,
but that's in the 337, man. That's Acadiana. That is in the heart of Cajun country, man.
Yeah, and my man, watch. Y'all ain't seen. Wait. I got cousins that talk. They baby, all that. Like,
Raycine.
So
I should have known, man. With a name like Guillory, dude, I should have known, man. You might even be. Are you related to Tank Guillory, defensive lineman who's from Alexandria, who just played his last year here?
I don't know, but if he like that Guillory, then he's probably my cousin.
You might be, man. That's wild, dude. Old Tank. I'm going to have to ask Tank if y'all are related. He may know.
No, in fact, we're going to have to look into the bloodline or something.
I love that, dude. Well, hey, man, people are going to love you. You got a great energy, great attitude. Looking forward to having you in Baton Rouge and getting to meet you in person, man. Hey, good luck, continued health, and all that stuff as you head on your journey, man. We'll meet you when you get in Baton Rouge.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you for just taking the time and just calling and letting me be on the show. I appreciate you for sure.
It won't be the last time, man. I promise you that, okay? Thank you.
Nah, it won't.
All right, man. We appreciate it. Thanks, Raycine.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir. That's Raycine Guillory. Love that guy's energy. How about that guy? I mean, you can tell he's got some Louisiana in him.
He cuts up.
Oh, man.
He cuts up, man.
I think we found the class clown.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the guy that's going to make everybody laugh in the locker room. He was all ready for the gumbo and the etouffee and the crawfish. Says people from Eunice. Shout out CC, Chris Carrier, the OG LSU All-American from Eunice. Great Calicut coach as well. I know he spent a long time at Zachary now, but I don't care. I'll always claim him. He's Catholic High coach, Chris Carrier to me. Freshman civics teacher, Chris Carrier to me. Shout out, CC. All right, it's After Further Review. Thanks to Raycine Guillory. That was great. Enjoy that conversation. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake. When you think LSU, think Our Lady of the Lake. When you think Our Lady of the Lake, think LSU. LSU and Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partners. You know, the lake, part of the Franciscan Missionaries of Our Lady Health System, a multi-state health system with hospitals and clinics and specialists and subspecialists. Amazing place with all that they offer and the way they expand healthcare for our community. Yes, they take care of the Tigers on the field, the court, the diamond, but they take care of everyday champions like you and me as well. I've told you my story. Look, my son Drew, of course, we have specialists we see over at Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital. Is an amazing resource that is in our community, really in our region, with state-of-the-art, world-class healthcare. Erica got sick over the Christmas holiday. Took her to the Lake After Hours urgent care clinic. She had strep throat. They did the strep test on her, got her a little shot, got her right. Point is, for whatever you need when it comes to your health care, access, convenience, they have it. It's Our Lady of the Lake. Championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU. Together, we roar. All right, it is After Further Review. Glad to have you hanging out with us here on this Tuesday edition, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. We've got a ton to do. We're halfway home. Ross Dellinger is going to be here in 45 minutes. Greg Sankey is talking about changes potentially to the football calendar, which I think we could all agree need to happen. So what's practical? We'll talk about that with Delly coming up here. He's also been all over the tampering story as he broke that news a week ago. So we'll talk to Delly here in about 45 minutes. Let me knock out a quick break. One of the things I want to get you up to speed on the portal stuff from today. Commits that are coming into LSU. The visits, what we know. I'll sort of reset all of that for you. We'll do it as we continue here on AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001, or 1hourbr.com. Remember, check out our friends at River City's 1 Hour Air. We're getting up to 80 to a 78 is the high today. But I'm not sure if you noticed, after this little warm-up, the cold snap is coming. And if you have issues with your heater, make sure you call River City's 1 Hour Air. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001. It's not too late to get that heater safety check. Would so highly recommend. I mean, you should do this every year. For your AC and your heater, you should do the standard seasonal maintenance. And if you're part of their membership club, that standard seasonal maintenance is complimentary. Make sure your unit is efficient, safe to run, and it lasts. River City's 1 Hour Air. Look for the big yellow vans and trucks with the giant clock on the side. River City's 1 Hour Air.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
Sexy.
Remember, you can always text the show, 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Jason sent a text, and Matt, with Kewan Lacey staying at Ole Miss, any chance Caden Durham decides to withdraw from the portal, return to LSU? I think that's unlikely. I don't have, I should be clear, I'm just giving you an educated guess based on the information I have. I don't know the answer to that question. But what I do know is the plan was, leading into New Year's, leading into the portal cycle, was LSU was going to be adding Kewan Lacey, and they prioritized returning Harlan Berry. They got the Harlan Berry deal done on New Year's Eve, which we broke that story at LouisianaSports.net. And then on New Year's Day, of course, Ole Miss won. All the guys that were going to go in the portal didn't, because they weren't going to put their name in the portal a day after winning the Sugar Bowl and advancing in the college football playoff. And so what's happened is, subsequent, Caden Durham has gone in the portal, and the momentum shifted for Kewan Lacey to stay, which he's done now, right? Ole Miss just went and had an extra week to re-recruit their roster on the wave of emotion after the biggest win Ole Miss has had in 6 decades. The boosters stepped up, and they just made roster retention a key focus. So in the meantime, look at what LSU has done. We just talked to Raycine Guillory. They added Rod Gainey from Charlotte. So you've got Harlan Berry, Guillory, Gainey. That's 3. And I was told that had Jaden Baugh from Florida gone in the portal, that would have been a possibility. Today, Baugh ended up re-signing with Florida, so he's staying there with John Sumrall. And then another name that I heard is a Minnesota running back who entered the transfer portal. And y'all just got to help me, man. It's just, not help me. You got to forgive me. It's just so many of these targets are. I think maybe the best way that I could say it. It's like when coaches watch game film and they just call players by their number, not their name. It's almost like now when I talk to people at LSU, they're talking about them by the school that they're coming from, not their name. I'm looking at Minnesota's players that have entered the portal, and there are 3 of them, and I don't know which one it is. There are 3 running backs. It's Trey Berry, Johan Cardenas, and Fame Ijaboy. God, I hope it's Fame Ijaboy. F-A-M-E. Fame Ijaboy. I-J-E-B-O-I. And it might be Fame. I don't know. But, God, by the way, there's 2. I'm just looking at Minnesota's portal entrance. Look at this.
We got another one. Oh, yeah.
Back-to-back names. Fame Ijaboy and Legend Lions. Lyons.
Legend Lions is as strong can get in the name category.
Hey, you're not the judge of that. You know who? I don't want your opinion. And ask your opinion.
No, but that's,
I don't want your
a
opinion.
different type of name you're talking about.
No. You don't get to tell me your opinion on the name category. I'm not interested. I want an expert to give me opinion in the name category. And you're not the expert. No one in this room is the expert.
Yeah.
There's only one person who we call on. So call him.
Okay.
Call him. It's after further review. While you call him, hope he answers. I'll remind you about Arco Power Systems, arco.com, arco.com, ARCCO. We need a real expert. Well, if you need an expert when it comes to power after a storm, you need Arco Power Systems. So you hear all the time about home standby generators, right? Generac automatic home standby generators. This is not that. This is Generac industrial generator power. These are generators for your business, for your industrial facility, for the grocery store, the bank, the gas station, the school, the doctor's office, the municipality, roofing company, whatever. If you're a business and you need power when the storm comes and power goes out, Arco Power Systems. West of San Antonio, east of Mobile, north to Little Rock, draw a big circle. If your business is anywhere in that footprint, Arco Power Systems. Arco.com, 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 ARCCO, arco.com. Okay, we have it. All right, Sharif Ishak is here. Talentless, good for nothing other than scoring names for us. Normally, these are fratastic names, like during baseball season when we talk about Ole Miss baseball players or Alabama. But I don't know if we're in an uncomfortable territory here for Sharif Ishak, but I think we have two all-star names. Muso and I agree, but neither of us are the experts. So we called you. You good for nothing, no talent, except for to give us ratings on names. How are you?
I am no talent, no Emmy-winning loser. So, yes, you're correct.
An Emmy-winning loser. Well, I didn't know they made shows about rating names.
Yes, grading. If this was about grading names, I would win Emmy, but I am Emmy-less. So, there you go. What do you got for me?
Wait, are you really Emmy-less? I didn't know. I thought you were saying you had won an Emmy. I was going to congratulate you.
No Emmy loser. I'm a no Emmy-winning loser.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said you were an Emmy-winning loser. So, anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to. Yeah, I did. Whatever. No talent guy. See, you almost caught me being nice to you. Okay, we got two names for you. I would love. These are. I was stumbling upon the Minnesota Golden Gopher transfer list because I was looking for a running back. That LSU could potentially be targeting. There's an offensive lineman who's visiting campus today, and back-to-back names on this list. First, tackle Fame Ijaboi, FAME. IJEBOI, Fame Ijaboi. What say you?
That's a good one. Fame is a new one to me. I've not heard the word fame, so let's just start 2026 with a 5-star. How about
that? You know, my one concern is I'm looking at the last name, Ijaboi, IJEBOI, and I'm wondering if there might be an accent on the first name, so it might be like Fame Ijaboi. I don't know, but I'm going with Fame.
Good enough for me.
Okay. Next up. Legend Lions, Lyons, Legend Lions. What do we got?
Wow. You know what? You used to call me with some like 4+ stars. You're starting the year off great here. Put it on the board. Another 5.
Let's go! What are the odds that not only are they in the same roster in the portal, but literally listed back to back on the website among the portal entrants? 2 5 stars, back to 3 stars in football. 5 stars in the name category. I tell you what, that's incredible. Got to get both these guys to Baton Rouge.
That's all that matters. As long as their names are 5 stars. Let me know when you get a Levitt.
When I get you a what?
A Levitt. First name of the name Levitt.
Sam Levitt?
No, just Levitt.
Oh, if the first name is Levitt?
Yeah, let me know when you get a Levitt.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm going to bump into a Levitt anywhere.
Yes, you might eventually bump into the last name Levitt, but I need a first name Levitt.
All right.
But those two, great start to the year, man. Thank you for wasting my time.
Well, I'm actually, I don't think this was a waste of time. I think this is actually the one appropriate use of your time in anything you do professionally.
Maybe submit it for an Emmy. Maybe I can win an Emmy.
All right.
How about that?
I'm not opposed to it. Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks for wasting my time. Bye.
Yep, see you. How about that? Right out the gate in 2026. We call Sharif, and we go back-to-back 5 stars. Maybe we're just getting better at spotting them. Tell you what. All right, we'll do Tigers and the Pros coming up in just a smidge. Tell you what, you want to land Sam Levitt, you know what you do? You bring him to Supper Club. Hopefully, they get this thing across the finish line with Sam Levitt. But Sam Levitt was, in fact, at Supper Club on Monday night. Now, Supper Club, you might say, Scone, I thought Supper Club was closed on Monday. You might say, Scone, I thought Supper Club was closed on Monday.
Scone, I thought Supper Club was closed on Monday.
Thank you for paying attention. They usually are. However, and they were yesterday, but they opened for a private dinner for Sam Levitt because, let's be honest, you got to get the number one quarterback in the portal. You bring him to Supper Club. And that's what they did. So Brandon, shout out to Chef Layton, had a private dinner for Sam Levitt, his parents, a couple of members of the offensive staff who were there, Charlie Weiss Jr., Joe Cox, Dane Stevens, Whit Weeks tagged along as well. Listen, but you don't have to be the number one quarterback in the transfer portal to go eat at Supper Club. All you got to do is get your reservation. SupperClubBTR.com, SupperClubBTR.com, SupperClubBTR.com. If you're celebrating something, make sure you celebrate at Supper Club. Or if you don't want a reservation, no sweat. Open seating at the bar every single day. Well, Tuesday to Saturday when they're open. Just pop one in, belly up to the bar, 14 bar stools, 7 bar tables. That is first come, first served, any day that they're open at Supper Club. SupperClubBTR.com. Have a world-class dining experience fitting for the number one quarterback in the transfer portal and for everyday celebrations for you and me. SupperClubBTR.com. SupperClubBTR.com. All right, y'all, it's AFR. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. We'll knock out a quick break. We used to do Tigers in the Pros. Tigers have added a couple of more portal commitments today. I want to talk about them when we come back after the top of the hour. So stick around here on AFR.
AFR.
Love telling you about Clegg's Nursery with 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. For years, I've been telling you, so by now you better know where they are. Siegen near Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Donmore, and the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. So buy local and shop local, like I tell you and have been telling you for years. Get on by and see our friends at Clegg's Nursery. By the way, they do have Johnny Naylor's seeds, which if you're a gardener, you know about Johnny Naylor's seeds. They're the best. You can get them at any of the Clegg's Nursery locations, any of the 4 locations all over the greater Baton Rouge area, and they still have great shipments of trees and shrubs arriving daily, and this is a great time to plant shrubs. They've got the Encore azaleas right now in. You want to plant those shrubs? Get by Clegg's. They love this cooler weather. Well, it's 78 today, but you know what I mean. Seasonally, it's cool. It'll be cold again soon. Get by Clegg's Nursery, any of the 4 locations. Siegen Air Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Donmore, and the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
Wrapping up hour number 2. Tigers did pick up 2 really big-time defensive commitments earlier in the day on Tuesday. I want to get to that in about 10 minutes or so after SportsCenter. Right now, though, Muso has Tigers in the Pros.
Tigers in the Pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
All right, let's start with some NBA, then I have a baseball free agency update for you. Tari Eason, a night ago, he is back from injury, as we told you last week. 30 minutes in a starting role for the Rockets. 12 points, 8 rebounds in the game. He also added 2 assists for good measure. Shot 5 of 15 from the floor, and the Rockets got the win, 100-97 over the Suns. Duop Reith saw some action in a reserve role for the Portland Trail Blazers last night. Was +2, but his only statistic recorded was 1 rebound, and it was a dominant win by Portland. Alex Bregman, he is the high ticket free agent in terms of former LSU Tigers in Major League Baseball once again. No. Sorry, I didn't actually understand what you were saying. No, he didn't go to Catholic High.
Wow.
Jesse Rogers from ESPN reporting that it seems like it is now down to the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Boston Red Sox to return there. Potentially Buster Olney says a deal from the Red Sox could be in the neighborhood of 6 years, $171.5 million for Alex Bregman. That is a lot of money. We'll keep you posted as we go forward. That's Tigers in the Pros.
Presented by Parish Restoration. Kill mold, remove odor. Maybe you had water intrusion with all those storms that came by about a week ago. That nasty rain comes through. Maybe you start to see a little drip drop on your roof, your ceiling. Well, guess what? Or in the walls. Guess what? That didn't just start. So maybe you have mold and you don't even know it. Or, maybe somebody's sick. Flu's going around everywhere. I mean, everybody's got flu right now. I mean, Paulie's had the flu for like a year and a half straight. You got the flu? The whole office got the flu? The whole store got the there it is, Muse. I was going to get there. The whole store got the flu. Anyway, then come spray their patented non-toxic dry fog, kill dozens of harmful pathogens. ParishRestoration.com. ParishRestoration.com. Kill mold, remove odor. ParishRestoration.com. All right. Ross Dellinger in 20 minutes. Delly's going to update us on potential changes to the college football calendar and the Ole Miss tampering charges and all that junk. When we come back, though, LSU added 2 elite defensive prospects on Tuesday. I want to give you a thumbnail on those guys and what it means next at AFR.
After further review.
Oh, it's king cake time, y'all. I mean, it's like as soon as New Year's comes, it's like New Year's Day, and then boom, the next day, boom, king cakes everywhere. Best place to go, Rouse's. Walk into Rouse's and you will see king cakes stacked floor to ceiling. Not literally. It'd be really hard to reach those top ones. And if you pull off the bottom, it's like a Jenga block and the whole tower is going to fall. But they got tons of king cakes at Rouse's. So walk into your favorite Rouse's or your nearest Rouse's and grab your favorite king cake. Now, I'm just a plain Jane original cinnamon king cake. I don't like no filling in there. But if you like all the special fillings, they got you at Rouse's. And maybe you have a family member, a friend, a client, lives out of state. You want to give them a taste of home during Mardi Gras? Rouse's will ship that king cake anywhere in the continental U.S. Just go to Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. Rouse's, this feels like home.